Welcome back to the Weekly Buzz. I'm Buzz Lagos. We had a short break between our spring and fall seasons, and now the fall season's underway. Minnesota played at Carolina, and we're going to look at a little clip of how they scored a wonderful goal, and then we'll do a little feature on Ottawa, who are our next opponent this coming Saturday at the National Sports Center in Blaine. The idea between change of direction is to isolate, get the defenders with concentrated numbers on one side of the field, and then you want to get the ball out of that area and switch it to the other side of the field where now the numbers are more in the attacking team's favor. And so that's the idea between changing direction. And it's also stretching the defense out for the defending team. So there's more channels which your attacking players can work through to work that ball. And in the clip we'll see how Minnesota is able to start with the ball on the left flank and make a change to the right flank to Kevin Venegas, who's wide. And that creates some good channels and opportunities for Minnesota to exploit the defense and score a goal.
They just have to plug away here and see if they can get a goal here before halftime is what the goal should be.
Through for Al Hassan. Back heel for Venegas. Venegas in for Minnesota. And a rebound and a goal!
We have a throw in on the left side of the field, and Justin Davis is going to take the throw. And he finds Ibsen. Notice Ibsen's vision up the middle of the field. His eyes are looking for penetrating passes now. That's the first option you usually want to take. Look at the penetrating. That draws the defense in. Look at the number of Carolina players who are on the left side of the field. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 players, and put your goalkeeper 9 players on that left side of the field. So now the idea is to change direction of play. If you look, when Ibsen gets the ball, where Kevin Venegas is, it's got to be 25 yards tucked in the middle field. And again, that's a good position overall. Plus, you want to be inside in case there's a breakdown and you got to defend and the other team steals the ball and starts a counterattack. So you want to be tucked in a bit. But as the change starts to occur, Kevin Venegas leaves the picture, and you know he's getting wide now. He's anticipating the change by Ibsen. And the ball comes wide to Brian Coleman. Brian gets the ball, but again, even he then takes a look, and he looks up the field. Again, you kind of look for those penetrating passes. Can I find a target player? Can I find Campos? Can I find Mendes? Can I find Khalif up there? And then he says, oh, let's get it wide. Too many orange jerseys, too much space, and now we stretch them out. And now he finds Venegas. Notice now how wide he is. He was tucked way in the middle of the field, and now he's wide as Brian Coleman plays the ball wide. I use a phrase, when the ball's being played wide, you want your wide player in a position where his toes are inbounds and his heels are out of bounds. That's really wide. That really is what stretches the Carolina defense out. We see Venegas take the ball, and notice what happens here. That it is a 1-on-2, which is in great odds for Kevin Venegas, but look at all the space that's behind those players. Lots of space for Khalif to run into, and Kevin Venegas to play a ball. He splits the defenders. He gets a little fortunate deflection, which puts the ball in a perfect position for Khalif to run onto. And notice the explosive sprint by Kevin Venegas. Clever back heel by Khalif. Now, if you notice what happens when Khalif gets the ball to Venegas and Venegas touches away from the defender, now essentially becomes a 3-on-2. The two Carolina defenders, the wide defender should have gotten tucked in faster. The other one tucked over more goal side. So now there's be such a nice 2-on-2 situation here. Notice how Mendes also is behind the ball when it's played, so he's not offside. So even though he's between the last defender and the goal, since he's behind the ball, he's not offside. It's a well-played ball by Venegas. No, notice it's in the air, so it's not. So he's got to get his foot up. It's got to be a volley shot. He's got to get the full foot behind the ball. Even though it's an easy finish, many forwards have missed those and cleared over the bar and knocked it wide and didn't get it done right. But he gets his foot up, gets over the ball, and just keeps it down low on goal. And with the pace of the pass by Venegas, it is a tough finish for Mendes, but if he hits it well like he did, it just drives past the keeper, no chance for the goalie. When you go over 600 minutes without giving up a goal, you're playing great collective team defense, and that's what they're doing now. They're getting back behind the ball, they're pressuring the ball, they're doing the things that defenses need to do to minimize opportunities for other teams to score goals. And all teams should be able to do that. It takes some fitness, but teams or pro players should be fit and ready to play at that level. And that just means putting pressure on the ball And then the other 10 players behind that player who's pressuring the ball are always being organized, always being aware of where the next pass might go, who's going to close the next pass down, who's going to move to it quickly. And so when the pass occurs, another player usually steps to it. The player who is pressurizing sprints back behind the ball. And so you get that continual flow where 10 guys, in a sense, are kind of adjusting and resting a little bit while one pressures the ball. So when you get that rhythm down, it becomes very easy to do, and it's not so demanding. You also get some breaks, too. I'm sure they've had a couple situations where they were lucky and fortunate that the other teams didn't score, but that's what happens in a streak like that. You get the breaks, and you still play tough defense, and you'll see in the clip how they put some high pressure on, and strip the mistake by the Jacksonville player led to a good opportunity for Ottawa in the counterattack. It's that kind of good pressure defending which is causing their opponents trouble and keeping the other opponents from scoring goals.
And Fury win possession. It's Wiedemann. 3-on-2, lays it off on the right. Carl Howard, and the shot is stopped by Gallardo.
Okay, Ottawa's putting pressure on the ball, putting more in the attacking half of the field to try to break down the attack sooner and put them in a good situation for a counterattack and creating chances. They're now, this part of the game, they're up 1-0. They allow the first pass to come in. When that pass comes in, we see Eustaquio steps up immediately on Hoyas. And Hoyas gets a weak touch, but again, Ottawa's in a good position to take advantage of that bad touch. Hayworth comes back, and Hoyas decides he's going to try to beat Eustaquio. Hayworth comes back to help, and we have a good double team. Hoyas tries to dribble into trouble. Gets stripped of the ball by Eustaquio and Hayworth. Scaglia throws up his arms in disgust, and off to the races goes Eustaquio. And now we have a 3-on-2. Well, first we dribbling out of trouble against two defenders. Not the best decision. Scaglia just throwing up his arms in disgust instead of sprinting back defensively to help out. Not the response you want from your players. Defensively, we could have seen a little better positioning. In a 3v2, you want your two defenders to be in a kind of a vertical line. So in this situation, Trejo should step to the ball quickly, and Boehner should be sprinting back behind him. So we have Trejo to the ball, Boehner tucking behind, and that will put Boehner in a good position. If Boehner's sprinting in hard behind Trejo right now, he can cover Hayworth. And he actually can cover Ubi too, whoever gets the pass first. So Boehner should be making a strong run, which he is now. He's going to try to go over and help out and cover Hayworth. We should see Trejo sprinting back, getting behind Boehner for a pass that might head over to Ubi Parapovic. But again, Trejo sort of stops and looks, and now it's a 3-on-1 defender or the keeper, so it's kind of a 3-on-2. We do see that Hayworth has an opportunity to play the ball across to Ubi. Could just lay a little ball back in there for Ubi to get to and decides to try to score, which isn't a bad option because if he hits it well and gets a corner, he can maybe find that near post, curl over the shoulder of Gallardo. But Gallardo positions himself well, makes it really tough for Hayworth to finish. Gallardo comes out and makes a great save, good full body in front of the ball, doesn't flinch, doesn't duck, doesn't go down too quickly, does a great job to block that. And so we see a little breakdown defensively by these pros, and it might have been a warm, hot day, but they've got to get those good habits of defense and not just always rely on their goalkeeper to make the big plays. Ottawa comes to Minnesota with a wonderful defensive record. Minnesota's got to break them down and score some goals to win this game. They're going to have to move that ball quickly with good penetrating passes, getting the ball past midfield players to their target players, getting it back with good combination passing to the midfield and finding your wide players to stretch that Ottawa defense out. Then get those crosses in and players making good runs in the box to finish those chances. It's going to be a challenging time for Minnesota with a tough Ottawa defense, but they can do it. They've got the players, the personnel that can attack and score goals.